guys, it's Emily from Nobel Novels and welcome to today's video. This is books inspired by Booktubers. This is to talk about some of the books that I bought and that were inspired by you guys, some of my fellow Booktubers, some of my fellow friends. I've picked, I think, 12 friends. I will be linking every single one of their channels below and telling you to pick out every single one of them. There is one or two Booktubers on here that are massive, smaller and perfect. All of you are amazing, and I am so lucky that I subscribe to every single one of these channels, and every single one of these channels you guys need to watch, because if you like me, you will like them. I can't wait to show you. Now I'm going to start off with two very big Booktubers. The first one I had to start off with is a guy that's not on here at the moment, but hopefully he'll be back soon. Tom from Tom Reads Things, who inspired me to buy this book, The Last Hours. This book I got at my birthday money, my Christmas money, sorry. Obviously at Christmas time. Tom is a brilliant channel. He likes historical fiction, he likes the classics, he likes a lot of books that I like, and he raved about this book. And look at the cover, God, guys, spine and everything. Look how beautiful it is. This is set in 1938. The Black Death spreads across the whole country. People start to die by the thousands. In Dorset, young Lady Anne takes control of the lands with her trusty steward, the Dadus, I can't say his name, but by her side. Compassionate and resourceful, she tries to quarantine the entire estate against the terrifying persistence, bringing 2,000 serfs inside the blanted walls. This is kind of an apt one to read at the moment because of everything that's going on with the coronavirus. As this video goes up, I'm not exactly entirely sure where we're going to be on all that. But isn't it inspired? Because if you think the Black Death, that killed quite a lot of people, and the coronavirus isn't doing brilliantly with us. So do people quarantine? It's quite an apt book to actually... I didn't pick it because of all this. I picked it ages ago, but it's quite apt. Maybe I do need to get around to it. So yeah, it'll be one to think about when everything comes to a close, how we all behave in comparison to how they behaved in this time. Interesting book. I love it, and I can't wait to read it. It's one that Tom really did rave about. I think the thing that's putting me off reading it quite so soon, and obviously, as I think you guys are going to see this in April, this is a 550 pages book. So that's why I've probably not read it yet, even though I got it in December. But I will get to it soon enough. Can't get to it in May because May's mental health is on. That's another thing I'll talk about in a minute. See guys, I told you, you inspired me quite a lot. Now the next one was inspired by Simon. Now Simon from Savageries, he is one of the biggie Booktubers. He don't think he's subscribed to me, but guys, check him out. Tom, if you're watching this, let him know. Anyone. But he did inspire me to pick this up. It was actually my choice for a gift. I didn't necessarily purchase it, but it's one I used with... I won a prize with that Linda was giving away doing at Christmas. And she sort of said, "Oh, you've got some money to spend on Book Depository." So out of my Book Depository money, I picked this one, and it is Stacey Hall's. Again, it's historical fiction. It's set in Lancashire, 1612. Fleetwood Shuttleworth is 17 years old, married and pregnant for the 4th time, but as a mistress of Grawthorpe Estate, she has no living child, and her husband Richard is anxious for an heir. There she crosses paths by chance with Alice Gray, a young midwife who promises to help her give birth to a healthy boy. When Alice is drawn into the witchcraft accusations that sweep in the northwest, Fleetwood risks everything to try and help her. This is historical fiction, and this looks really good. And actually, I'm safe to say that because you would have seen if you look at my favourites video, which I'll try and remember to link below, I got given the Foundling by Stacey Hall, which is the next one in the series, by the gorgeous, the lovely Charles Heathcote. So him and Linda are connected with that. I heard about this quite a lot on Simon's channel, and I loved it. I loved the sound of it. Again, I love the cover. I'm reading it this month with the lovely Linda, so can't wait to read this. Historical fiction at its best. Now the next one is another very big booktuber, the lovely Kate from Kate Howe. She is a big Elizabeth Gaskell fan, so I had to, out of all the books, she's inspired loads of Elizabeth Gaskell books that I've got, but I wanted to show you this one, which is North and South. This one, I've been told, is one of the best Elizabeth Gaskell. I actually started off with Mary Barton and Lois the Witch, which are some of her first ones, which are not necessarily her best works, apparently, yet I loved them. So this is what's given me hope. North and South is Mrs. Gaskell's apparently finest social novel, which is a powerful story of the development and relationship between Southern-born Margaret Hale and John Thornton, to the Northern Yorkshire, the young Northern mill owner. So this is set literally like the North and South divide. It is cultural, it's historical fiction, it's a classic. What's historical? It is Victorian, it is beautiful. I can't wait to read this. Kate from Kate Howe is a brilliant channel to watch. She loves classics. That's a lot of the ones I think she sort of rose out the most. I think she's into historical fiction as well. I just get the big classics vibe. So if you like classics, really check her out. She's a lovely lady as well, absolutely diamond. So I would definitely like to check her out. Now the next one, I'm going to show you. I struggled with this person that I'm going to talk about because she has inspired me to pick up, loads of books from. She likes historical fiction, she likes thrillers, she likes classics. But I wanted to add a bit of something into the mix. I wanted to show you one of the thrillers she actually inspired me to buy. Partly because it's not the book. I bought it when I was out with Simone, from me, Simone and I. Oh my goodness, I've just realised I've not actually picked a book for Simone. Okay, I might be showing you that in a minute actually. But there you go, I've got an extra name to this. This is going to make the recording fun. Tia, from Tia and her books, inspired me to pick up Then She Was Gone by Lisa Jewell. Lisa Jewell is, I've read her contemporary work and I want to go into her thriller work. So when I was out with Simone and my sister Charlie from Charlie Brooke, I saw this and I was like, I want to pick it up. I've heard Tia talk about Lisa Jewell and I really want to try something different. So she was 15, her mother was a golden girl and she had a whole life ahead of her, and in the blink of an eye Ellie was gone. 10 years on, Laurel has never given up the hope of finding Ellie. Then she meets a charming and charismatic stranger who sweeps her off her feet. But what takes her breath away is when she meets his 9-year-old daughter. Because her daughter is the image of Ellie. Now there's unanswered questions that haunted Laurel come back. That is intriguing. I am really, really intrigued by this. It's a thriller, but I want to show you. Just realised I'm going to have to do a swap in books around so I can show you the next book. So guys, I'm not going to be doing my camera today, I'm just going to be doing things a little bit differently so I can show you a Simone inspired book. I've never ever not disorganised. Bear in mind, if something's going on, I'm not organised. So now, I'm going to show you a Simone inspired book. It's one I'm budgie reading with her in March, as this is going out. So you would have seen about this in my wrap up, but it's a Leanne Moriarty book. Simone really inspires me to pick her up. She was the one that actually inspired me to get into Leanne Moriarty. I'm showing you this while it's Aussie April, so it's very apt. I should have been reading it in April, but we're reading it in March. It's Truly Madly Guilty. As you can see, I'm about 100 pages in, and I'm already loving it. The other two, I'm buddy reading it with Simone and Clint, and as we're speaking about this, they are behind on the reading and I'm ahead. Not that that surprises me, but Simone has got an excuse, she's poorly, so I'll let her get away with that. And with everything that's going on, I think I will let everyone get away with it. But anyway, this is a story that begins with a barbecue and ends in a lifelong friendship that will be in tatters, a marriage on the rock, and an innocent bystander dead. I really am getting into this book and blooming loving it. Leanne Moriarty. Simone has inspired so many books. Simone is from me, Simone and I, so I'm going to remember to put her channel down below. She's one of my best friends, my booktube little sister. I love that girl more than anything. Basically, pretty much all of the books I'm going to show you, she will like. She's liked so many of them. We like all the same books. So if you like me, you're definitely going to love her. She's the best. Absolutely one of my favourite people in the entire blooming world. She's a surrogate auntie to my kids. I love her. You like me, you're going to love her. So put that book down because I've got to read that in a minute. But that's so I'll show you some of them. Now I'm going to go on to a thriller. Another thriller. See, I haven't planned this pile very well, have I? And this is inspired by another booktube friend. Someone that has been amazing. Someone that I only discovered last year. Late last year, actually. She likes historical fiction. She likes thrillers. She likes mystery. She likes pretty much most of what I like. But she likes more scary thrillers. She's a bit stronger than me. But she did a video, which I will tell you guys to check her channel out and you'll look for this video, which is thrillers for newbies. So it was like a thriller newbie thriller. So people that are new to thrillers, books to try, authors to try. And she talked about this author. And I went into my favourite charity shop, which hopefully I'll be working at soon. It's another sneaky peek. And she mentioned this author to look for. And I was like, I've got to look for it. A lot of booktubers have talked about it. This is a book that I'm going to be buddy reading with another one of my booktube friends, Clint. It is The Woman in Cabin 10. I also know that, I'm thinking of her name, Tanya from the Sampler Girl has read this, has talked about Ruth Ware books. She's talked about it. Ruth Ware is someone that if you're apparently new to thrillers, you should check out. I'm still relatively new. It is literally, I don't know, I'm not going to read too much of the back, but this is meant to be a perfect trip. The Northern Lights, a luxury press launch book on a boutique cruise ship, a chance for a travel journalist, something or other, to recover from a traumatic breakup and left her on the verge of collapse. Except things don't go as planned. Woken in the night by screams, Lo rushes to her bedroom, to her window to find a body thrown overboard by the next door cabin. But the records show that no one has ever checked into that cabin, and the passengers are missing from the boat. This looks scary. This looks good. I love Victoria. Most of what I've read, she is inspired. She also inspired me to, I'll tell you what, another thing, Robert Galbraith, her and Simone talk about that, so that's another way to go down thrillers. But she is brilliant. A lot of these books have been inspired. I couldn't remember, by the way, Victoria, did you say you liked Lisa Jewell? Me and Simone couldn't remember. So, and now the next one is linking to Victoria. It's one of Victoria's best friends on here, and one of my good friends is Nicole. Nicole is a massive booktuber. She's a beautiful chaos of books is where she's from. She is one of Holly Bourne's biggest fans. I am, safe to say, reading this for May Mental Health-a-thon. It's the first in the Spinsters trilogy and My Normal Yet by Holly Bourne. I saw this at my local shop, The Works. Now that we've finally got The Works in Brighton, it's brilliant. All Evie wants is to be normal, and now that she's almost off her meds and a new college where no one knows her as a girl that went nuts, there is only one thing left to tick off her list. But relationships can mess with anyone's head. This is brilliant. I've heard so much about this, and I can't wait to read it. I know Simone's liked it. I really think it's brilliant. Got to watch it. Cannot wait to read it. Sorry, I can't wait. Nicole is also one of the nicest booktubers. Not that you're all not lovely, but you know what I mean. I love her so much. And she's one of the ones that has been friends with me since the start of my channel, so thank you. And by the way, as I'm talking about this, Victoria was another one that last night I was talking to her and she was amazing. So you're all actually brilliant. And now I was trying to decide what book to pick for this booktuber. He said I did not have to mention his name, but he's actually one of my best booktube friends, and that is the lovely from Charles Heathcote. He is Charlie. Please call him Charlie. He's already said to me he likes being called Charlie, but it gets confusing because I've got my sister Charlie, so that's a bit funny. But I thought, do I talk about some of the books he's also talked about, are ones that he's bought me, so like I've got The Familiars, The Founding, they're books he's talked about. He's also talked about thrillers. He's talked about fantasy, some of the fantasy books I've got downstairs. He is into lots of different genres, so he said he couldn't pick a favourite genre. But one that I remember buying last year, because he talked about it, was Martin Chuzzlewit by Charles Dickens. He says he's not really massive, like classics, and takes his time on it. But it's not the most beautiful copy I've got this one is. It's really not. But I remember Charlie talking about this last year. I'm pretty sure it's this one. He talks about Charles Dickens and he likes it. And this is a 900-page book. What have I let myself in for? I will read this, but it's one of the biggest Charles Dickens books. Wealthy old Martin Chuzzlewit regards selfishness so endemic, the Chuzzlewit family, that he disinherits his grandson, obstructs his courtship to Mary Graham. This is about a grumpy old git. It kind of makes me laugh, so I'm not going to say anything about anyone, but yeah, this is quite funny. I want to read this. He has inspired me to pick up Charles Dickens. He inspired me so many of these books. If you like me, if you like classics, he says he likes fantasy. If you like, he's actually an author, so check his channel out because he's written some brilliant books and I love his works. I'm actually reading his latest mystery book this month. There's this book's going out, so I don't know what point of the month. An Heir to Murder, that's a book that Charlie's talked about. Check him out, buy his books, he's bloody brilliant. Now, I couldn't talk about BookTube without talking about another BookTube, my BookTube big sister, the lovely Judy from the Hungry Bookworm. Again, I could pick a million books that she's inspired me to pick up. I actually bought one recently. but I couldn't get away with not talking about one of her Alison Weir books that she's talked about. This one is the most recent Alison Weir book. This is the 4th one, I believe. I've got the 5th one that's coming out. It's the 4th one, because the 5th one is coming out this year, and I'm going to be buying it. This is Anne of Cleves. She's recently bought this, and I picked this up from the charity shop for like £1. How cool is that? By the way, yeah, like I said, my favourite charity shop. So we all know, divorced, beheaded, died, divorced, beheaded, survived. So she got divorced, Anne of Cleves, the Queen of Secrets. There isn't much I know about this lady, so I'm desperate to get to that, but I've still got to read Anne Boleyn, Jane Seymour, and then it's this one. So if you like me, if you like historical fiction, particularly Tudor fiction, Julie's amazing at. She also reads a lot of other books. She reads non-fiction, she reads like Agatha Christie, but I haven't read Agatha Christie yet, so sorry, Julie. But she's a brilliant booktuber. One of my best friends on here. Literally love her. She raves about Alison Weir more than she raves about most of the other Tudor authors, so that's why I picked this one. But I've got pretty much loads of Alison Weir books. I'm collecting them all. Again, I couldn't go on here without talking about this person, one of my booktube American brother. So as soon as I say that name, that description, you'll guess who it is. It's Clint from Reads Readers. I love him. I wish I could move him over to this country and move him right in near my street, because I literally love him that much. So again, we read so many of these books. Literally, I think most of those we'll probably read together, apart from the classics, because he's not a big classic fan. And like I said, currently we're reading this one. I had to buy these books. When on my birthday book haul, which you would have seen recently, I picked up To All the Boys I Loved Before by Jenny Han. I had the second one, and I had to get the first and third. He has raved about this series. One other book that I've got upstairs is one that I didn't buy, but he was inspired me to ask for, which was Red, White and Royal Blue. That's one of his favourite books. But I did pick this one because this is a series that he talks about quite a lot. Lara Jean's love life is about to go from imaginary to out of control. Lara Jean's song keeps love letters in a hat box her mother gave her, one for every boy she's loved. She can say anything she wants because the letters are for her, until one day they're sent out. This is the series I can't wait to pick up. Had to get that. And I'm realising, looking at the clock, going, I better say a little bit less about these next few books. The next one, Charlotte from Books and Bargains. She raved about this book. It has been raved about a lot on Instagram more than on BookTube, but I loved it. Charlotte raved about it. Charlotte, again, and me like a lot of similar. She doesn't like historical fiction and classics, but we like a lot of the same contemporary, chick-litty kind of. She's got more into the mystery and thrillery side as well. But I love Charlotte, another one of my best friends. Rock on here, actually. So Nadia gets on the 7:30 train every morning without fail, except for she oversleeps or wakes up her friend Emma after too much wine. Daniel really does get the 7:30 train every morning, which is easy because he hasn't been able to sleep since his dad died. One morning, Nadia catches sight of a post in a daily paper. So the cute girl with coffee shop stains on her dress. I'm the guy who's always standing at the door. Drink sometime? So that sounds really good. Chick-litty. Definitely one I'm getting to. There's another book that I've realised is upstairs that she's talked about, but I decided to pick that one. It's beautiful. Now the next one's another best friend of mine, BookTube best friend. I can't remember if she loved this book, but I remember she talks about these kind of thrillery kind. This is like fantasy kind of books, and I think she's talked about it. I can't remember how much she loved it, but The Red Queen. I picked this up when I was out with Simone again. We can't remember if she likes this or not, but it's one that she inspires me. She's into fantasy, into historical fiction. I couldn't pick which one. But Linda's World of Books is an amazing channel. Linda is another BookTube best friend. Love her with every bit of my heart. She likes fantasy more than I do. She needs to give me more fantasy hints. But the Reds are commoners ruled by the silver elite in possession of godlike superpowers, and 17-year-old Mare, a red girl from the poverty-stricken Stilts, seems like nothing will ever change. But Mark possesses a deadly talent of her own, one day that threatens the balance of power. Ooh. She likes a lot of the same books we like. We read Funny Reads together quite a lot. Another channel to check out. And last but not least, one of the biggest booktubers I follow, but another real friend and someone I can't thank enough for being so sweet. She sent me a message yesterday saying, I hope you're all right, like on my comments, on one of her comments. And to me, it's little things that count. It's Katy from Books and Things. She is amazing. I literally love her channel. She is historical fiction. She's classics. She likes all the same books I like. If she has told me she likes a book, I know I'm going to like it. So this is historical fiction, The 13th Tale. Engerfield's house stands abandoned and forgotten. It was once imposing house of the March family. Fascinating, manipulative Isabel, Charlie, her brutal and dangerous brother, and her wild and untamed twins, Emmeline and Adeline. But Angerfield's house conceals a chilling secret whose impact still resonates. This book, I was going to say Tom liked this one as well, but this one definitely Katie's inspired. My sister Charlie's read it. It's a brilliant book. Diane Setterfield's been raved about a lot on here. It's an amazing book. I cannot wait to read that. Anyway, guys, if you like any of these books and you like, please check out these Booktubers. At a time of chaos and stress at the moment, we need to be supporting each other and supporting each other's channels, reading books, escaping, and being as happy as we can. And that is one thing I'm going to be resonating on every single video I'll be putting up till we get down the mental health ones. But let's support each other. If you've liked this video, give it a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel and not subscribed yet, ring on my ding-a-ling, and I'll see you all soon. Bye bye.